Leo, symbolized by the lion, is the second fire sign in the zodiac after Aries. Fire signs are energetic, passionate, exertive. Leos are also the second fixed sign following Taurus, with Scorpio and Aquarius being the following progression in this modality. Fixed signs are headstrong, bold, stand on what they stand on type people. They're fixed in their element. Leo being symbolized by the lion pretty much says all you need to know about them. They're brave, stunning looking ferocious creatures ruling their pride. Leos are ruled by the sun, the representation of the soul itself, attached with the ego. This translates to Leo being ruled by their pride and their ego whilst ruling a pride. Leos have the biggest ego in the zodiac, the most pronounced sense of self, the most conscious individuals on earth, who literally radiates the light of the sun. It's the sun, soul, in its full expression in Leo with the ego in its full element, fully comfortable thriving on earth. So with Leo you get powerful individuals, unstoppable individuals who can channel the force of the sun in whatever action they're taking. Leo is the I will sign. So no one can tell a Leo anything or make them do anything they don't want to do. Again, going back to Leos being a fixed sign, they aren't necessarily the most stubborn. That's more Taurus or Aquarius, the first and last signs in that modality. The most immature to matured. But Leos are the most untouchable in the sense of being stubborn. You can try push a ball to do something and it don't move in Taurus. You can try alter a Scorpio's feelings and find that you can't in Scorpio. You can try change an Aquarius's opinion in a debate and learn that you can't. But you wouldn't even try to move a Leo because you will see they are on fire. So you know by trying to push them to move or something like that, even if it's to help, can or will result in you getting burnt. As the old saying goes, play with fire and you're gonna get burnt. They will do what they want to do. Aquarius, the opposite sign to Leo, is ruled by Uranus and Saturn. Saturn tries to make Aquarius conform and stable, while Uranus makes Aquarius free and erratic, unpredictable. So it's the reverse in Leo. Saturn can't talk to the sun basically. The sun burns Saturn up, but the sun's not a planet in the first place. The sun rules it all, gives life to it all, and gives it all to Leo to do as they please. Good or bad, they do it from sheer will, not from any outside influence. No Mars, no Venus, no nothing in the default setting of the sign, just with the sun's backative. So that's who you are dealing with, someone full of pride with a massive ego, on the dark and light side, a lion that's on fire, brave like Mufasa and Simba. Leos are not just proud of themselves, they also have a pride, a castle that holds admirers, servants, other lions, cubs, kids, other animals and commoners who needs protecting. And out of the kindness of a Leo's heart, they vowed to protect them. Leo on the light side is the most loyal sign to their kingdom, like fixed in loyalty and royalty. Leo rules the heart on the zodiac body, so that's one thing a Leo will never lack, heart. But that their ego's on full blast, and with Leo ruling the 5th house of creativity and kids, Leos will want to entertain their pride, making their way downtown, walking fast, faces past and they're homebound, entertaining. Like Bobby Shmurda doing the Shmurda dance, or Tyson Fury showboating while spattering you, or Madonna singing and putting that kitty cat all in your face, on camera, or Michael Scott in The Office. They love the spotlight, the adoration, the applause. It fuels them like the sun. They love to entertain. So Leo has no problem proving to others they are still the king or queen, shining again like a new day, in friendly battles and fights to the death. Either way, Leo will not just fight you to defeat you. They will fight you to make an example of you to the rest to show their might. Associated with Apollo, the sun god in Greek mythology, known as the god of music, healing, light and prophecy, and also associated with Helios, the Titan god of the sun bringing light to the world each day. Leo's a different breed. Leo's pride is on the line. Leo will fight you, defeat you, then have their picture taken with their foot on your chest, making full example of you. Leos love competition. They thrive off it in a way others will be like, there's no losers in this game. Everyone's a winner for participating. I'm happy I got a bronze medal. I'm just happy I beat my last record. A dark-sided Leo will laugh in your face and say, ha, loser, as they walk past you with a gold medal and their hair blowing in the wind. They love the sport, the game. As Triple H says, I am the game. Aries competes in the game. Leo is the game. It's like peak egotistical on the dark side or peak inspiration on the light side, to where people can absolutely hate Leo for being confident and damn good at what they do. It's where words like narcissism can get thrown around, when the simple fact is, you went up against a Leo and lost. No matter what extra spin you throw on it, that's the facts. If there's one sign that needs to protect their energy, it's Leo, because they will have a target on them, whether arrogant or humble. And this is also why you can eventually see many matured Leos becoming spiritual, because they can start peeping people don't want to go toe to toe with them, so we'll try underhanded tactics to take them down instead. It's a lion. You don't try sneak around a lion, because the minute they spot you, you're a zebra. Or if spiritual, they just stand on something they really care about and how proud they are about it and spread the word on some Dr. Umar shit. It like tees up for what happens in Sagittarius, the next fire sign after Leo, because they're originally the preachers of the zodiac. But equally, everyone needs to protect their energy around Leo, because if their light goes dim for whatever reason, they will start attacking everyone in their castle. With Leo's ruling the heart, the sun is what is pumping through their veins. If your heart isn't fully in whatever you're doing that involves a Leo, then you have already lost. You're dealing with a master actor or actress here too, as the sun is your actions on this stage we call life. A Leo can have the most crippling anxiety inside, but show up head held high and exuding confidence, and from that alone, that can break another's spirit. Their ego will crush yours from that alone if you aren't solid or can see through the facade. From this alone, Leos can lack challengers because their confidence can be frightening, when in reality they can be scared as hell inside. They're big softies at heart that will rip you apart in an instant. The ego, although massive, is sensitive. Anybody's ego can get damaged. So this is a fear all Leos will have subconsciously. They know their ego is massive, which is a good thing for them, but it's also a massive target for others. So from this alone, Leos can become even more prideful, even more egotistical, to put on a show of being untouchable. And this works more time than you can imagine. But even if another does see through the facade and clocks the Leo is pump faking, as Americans say, once you get into any sort of battle, they can channel the force of the sun. So you will have to be damn good to defeat them. Goddamn good. These lions' egos can be so big that they will go head to head with the actual sun if it was possible. They will stare the sun in its eyes and want it to bow down if they had their way. We're talking total arrogance. And each victory Leo has, the ego grows even bigger, which in turn tunes up their acting. So this is how they can manifest things, will things into reality. Not through the dream world, but through faking it until they make it, basically. They can fake it so bad, it becomes real. The Leos who understands this power can be a problem for anyone around. Not even sun protection will stop that burn. Because they will also have a feeling in their soul of, I deserve whatever they are going after. It's that lion, that predator feeling they deserve what they are chasing. On the dark side, they don't care if you got your own life hopes and dreams. If they feel you are theirs for the taking and feasting, then that's what will happen. You'll be pinned down by a lion ripping flesh off you. In modern day astrology, Leos won't get their credit because many get lost in all the other placements and pay less attention to their ID. And believe me, I'm not here to stroke any egos, not even Pisces egos. I just focus on the core and say it how it is. And outside of astrology and placements, lions are my spirit animal, so I guess I naturally respect Leos in that regard. But Leo is a representation of the ID. When you turn up somewhere and no one knows who the fuck you are, you show them your ID, or they look at your ID. Leos proudly show and say who they are. It's as simple as that. I am Leo, the lion ruled by the sun. Leos pridefully show and say who they are. So others with less self-consciousness and confidence will turn around like, who is this person so full of themselves? But who else are you supposed to be full of? That's the real question. So naturally, Leos show up and you know when they do. You can't help but look. Lion with a mane and vein. We all know lions, right? They're the king of the jungle. Let's exclude the actual king of the jungle, who has stripes and is bigger than lions. But we know the lions. They're fierce, they're predators, they rule. They got all the heart, and to top it off, they have this beautiful mane. You got this animal that looks good and will gobble your ass up. Now, not all Leos, but some Leos will be noticeable from their hair alone. Their hair, their mane. It can be a big bushy mane like Slash, Khalees, and Jason Momoa, or even short hair like Halle Berry and Megan Good. But they'll still be recognized by their hairstyle. Even Charles Napier, I mean, look at this guy's beard. Genetics and skin color and all that aside, Leos will be good looking because they will be radiating the sun's light. Who said energy alone can't make you beautiful? Not a Leo. Some Leos actually look like lions too, and I won't even elaborate on that. I know what I see. So Leos can come through with noticeable hair, attractive looks radiating the sun's energy. Eyes are the windows to the soul, as always, so you can see the sun in Leo's eyes. Some Leos will have a bright but fierceness to their eyes. It goes with their hair, if they have any, and their light. If a Leo is attracted to you and looks at you with those eyes, you will be putty in their hands. And that goes in good and bad ways. The ones that have it is so beautiful, but so dangerous, like a cougar. It shows more when their face is resting, not talking, smiling, etc. In general, Leos can have an innocence to their eyes, but they can't look at you like young Simba if they're operating on the dark side of life like Scar. But their actions can fool you. If you're good at picking up more info behind the scenes, you can look at a Leo and just see the fierceness, bypassing everything else. But that look Leos can have is just like a lion, like a I could eat you anytime look. I'm the sign of kids but don't play with me bitch look. All the fixed signs can have that fixed non-expressive face. Another thing is, Leos are very perceptive. They know how to scan the field, read the room, and look on like a lioness crouching in the fields. You know how celebrities have that glow? It's because they're full of a lot, basically. Adoration, fans, attention, etc. So when they entertain, they're smiling, happy, sharing the energy, because that's whose energy they are also full of. Other people's as well as the sun's. It's the same as performers who gets energy from the crowd. You give me the energy, I'll give you the show. Your everyday Leo can be just like that, full of charm in a lighting up someone's world way. Now all of this can lead to the epitome of vainness in Leo, and this is where the innocence goes out the window. There's one thing hating someone for being better at something than you, but it becomes valid when this person thinks they're better or more worthy of a human being than you because of their appearance and followers. Just think the dark side of a celebrity, and you will understand the dark side of Leo, which will not be liked. Hollywood stars with an ego, arrogance, the treating people without status like shit, the ignoring the fans who's been waiting for your autograph since the early hours of the morning, while the star just walks past them, ignores them, then gets in their chauffeur-driven car and looks in the mirror and winks at themselves. This vainness can turn the sign of the heart into heartless, superficial people. With great power comes great responsibility, and that is what Leo holds. Not only in their abilities, but their appearance too. But we also must remember, Leos are one of the young signs, soul-wise. Not necessarily immature, but still got some learning to do, some humility to gain. Before all that, you can't meet a more vain person than a dark-sided Leo. But that they can turn their charm on and off ignore you one day, then charm you the next. This is how they can keep admirers, followers following them, even when they get disrespected. One day it's move the out of my way, the next day it's here, touch my Arnold Schwarzenegger muscles. The typical Leos will have that star attitude, but it's what type of star are they? The inspiring one, or the you're not allowed to breathe the same air as I do one? The Joe Rogan one, giving everyone a voice? Or the Elizabeth Bathory, killing hundreds of girls and women? Are they the Harry Kane, leading with the 3 lions on the shirt? Or is it the Hulk Hogan backstage hating the Gins one? Is it the Khalees showing us her big terrific farm one? Or the Meghan Markle crocodile tears one? The charm and light can have you dazzled to where you don't know which type they are. And on top of this, Leos on the dark side can be massive liars, just like the Hollywood dream itself. One big lie full of dark shit and image protection. Some lies can just be around a Leo's name, like Magic Johnson, who contracted HIV but with claims that he healed. People were skeptical he even had it in the first place. The debunk of that is it's his medication that makes it untraceable now. But a suspicion like, is there really a cure out there that celebrities have access to? It shines more spotlights when it's a negative on Leo. On another scale, we got Bill Clinton and his I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. I never told anybody to lie. Not a single time. Never. These allegations are false. And I need to go back to work for the American people. Yeah, because the president of the United States is going to openly admit that he was shooting his specimen on a White House intern instead of Hillary. Monica Lewinsky, another Leo, was telling the truth, shining a light on that she was shining the president. But apparently, Bill didn't see the mouthwork as sexual relations. And after all the evidence, he was still allowed to continue as president. Neil Armstrong, the first man to walk on the moon. To this day, there's debates if that was all true or not. Whether true or not, the first moonwalker will always be Michael Jackson to me. So it's just examples of controversies and lies that can surround Leos, just like their mane. It comes with drama, which they love. Even on lower scales, it's like when Kylie Jenner used to lie about getting her lips done. It's gossip, rumours, drama, teenage young people like stuff. But then there's the situations where the Leo's innocent and others lie on the lion, putting them in a bad spotlight. Emmett Till, for example, and what happened to him angers many people's souls to this day. When they use their light positively, it'll be revealing magic instead of lying. It'll be so in your face you can't deny it. Like J.K. Rowling and the Harry Potter franchise. A whole place full of kids and magic, who the main star himself, Daniel Radcliffe, is also a Leo. So it's the contrast what's there with every sign. But on the darker side again, there's David Koresh. Check out what he was doing in the 5th house of Leo with children. When Leos are involved in lies and scandals, the light they shine can easily blind others to the truth whilst they fully know what's up. The Purring Cat. Relationship-wise, for a Leo to love someone, they literally have to swallow their pride. Their pride which is everything to them. So that's how much importance they place on their chosen king or queen. They tame themselves or can be tamed by love. And if you think Cancer is possessive, you haven't met a Leo in love. It's not crab's claws, it's a lion's paws. Lions are clingy. That show on Netflix called Baby Reindeer, where the Taurian comedian Richard Gadd's getting stalked by Martha. Her real name's Fiona Harvey, and she's a Leo. Leos can be loyal as hell, but you have to be able to keep them entertained and tamed. That's why Aquarius is their opposite sign. Because not only will Aquarius rebel, the bowing down to Leo, they can also entertain Leo with their unique selves, which will win a Leo's heart. It's the randomness that can never get boring. Pisces works with every sign, but it works with Leo because Pisces can entertain and be a supporter at the same time, which can drain a Pisces if the strong emotional connection isn't there. It works better with Aquarius because they don't need that emotional connection like that. But Leo's fire can't override a snowstorm in Aquarius or the ocean in Pisces. All the elder signs will be an issue for Leo. Sag, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. It won't even be a clash. It'll be more of a dismissal if Leos try to boss them. But from Scorpio all the way back to Aries, Leo is clashing with every one of them, especially immature Leos, because they expect you to bow down in one way or another. They expect you to worship the sun in all its glory. And if they feel undervalued or if you hurt their pride, Leos can be prone to temporarily stepping out of the relationship, especially if they keep admirers around them. If their need for attention and adoration isn't under control, all it takes is for someone to charm them and they can forget about you in that moment. Leos are charmers who can easily be charmed. It's not like Libra, who are master charmers, so will not really be fazed by another's charm when matured. Or a matured Pisces who will know exactly why you're trying to charm them, as they're already charming you. Leos can charm and get charmed. Same time. You will hear the cat purring. It's like giving catnip to a cat. You'll be like catnip to them. Out of the 3 fire signs, Leos are the most secretive by default. Sag is the most deceptive if they've got something to hide, but Leo can be secretive if they haven't curbed their ego. Like, you can entertain a Leo all day, charm them, sweet them up, fill them with compliments. Then say you fall asleep or get busy with work. A Leo can still want that validation, so then go and secretly seek it elsewhere, in any form. They might go to the club with their friends under the quiet. They may post something online to get reactions on a secret account. You get the gist. And they're not even trying to deceive you. They're literally just fulfilling that crave for attention without considering you. An immature Leo shouldn't even be anywhere near a relationship. It's the same with Aries. Worse than Aries, because Aries can just be selfish on their own thing. Leo can be selfish and needing others to validate them on top of it. If a Leo doesn't treat you as if you're their king or queen, if they don't treat you as if you're their sunlight, so to speak, then don't bother getting into anything romantic with a Leo, because you'll end up hurt and burnt. You'll experience that lying with the mane. But it's still dangerous because they can treat you like their sunlight when they're just lighting you up to watch them. As nonchalant as cats can act, cats come to you for attention, a petting, to play, etc. If they still love and do things for others' attention, in real life and online, and if it's only you worshipping the ground the Leo walks on, then that by itself shows you exactly how they feel about you. These are the most affectionate, touchy-feely people, even more than Cancers. So if you're getting the opposite, the Aquarius type cold, mainly verbal treatment, where they only touch you before sex and things like that, then it tells you something, because Leos love to love and loves to show you how much they love you. And at toxic levels, they will only love you because you love them. They'll give you attention for you to give them attention, cheating karma like how Cancers do it with care and feelings. Leos operating at a darker vibration can really be given to receive. The demanding boss. A prominent negative or dark side to Leo is they will be bossy and demanding of your attention. You don't even need to be in their castle or a part of their pride. If they are in your presence, therefore giving you some sort of light or life, they can expect your attention or at least a compliment or something. It's that passive bossiness Cancers can have. Leos are the full showing of it. They wear their ego on their sleeve everywhere. So if they don't get it, these cats can get catty as hell. When we think of the sun itself, the sun is the backbone to many religions. In ancient Egypt, the sun god, Re, was the highest of the Egyptian gods. In India, Surya, the sun god in the Vedas, is seen as an all-seeing god. The Aztecs and Mayans worshipped sun gods. Pagans honor the sun. Roman and Greek mythology have sun gods. Many religions and beliefs incorporate the sun, like the son of God, a play on words. And obviously, astrology and zodiac signs too incorporate the importance of the sun. It's the core, the main light someone will be shining. So when you've got the sign ruled by the sun, they can have this feeling in their soul that they are worthy of being worshipped. Not even from being told, you're a Leo ruled by the sun. No, they can just naturally have that sense that they deserve honor and praise. Low and high key. So when it's a Leo who isn't doing anything worthy of praise and has this mindset, Oh, so many things can go wrong, because they'll become the embodiment of entitledness to anything and anyone under the sun. Self-centered is an understatement. Selfish is an understatement. Similar to Cancer, where they can, at dark levels, feel they are your mother, so feel they are entitled to take your life as they have given you life. Leos can be even more dramatic because it doesn't have to be personal with Leos. Those close and strangers can get the same treatment. The same, I'm giving you light being in your presence, so therefore I can take your light away too. That sounds mad, but when you understand Leo is the most demanding sign, the sign feeling the most deserved of your attention, this can spiral awfully bad, cause it's like, you're in my world, you're in my Hogwarts, I'm your J.K. Rowling, I'm telling you what to do in this scene, Hagrid. Be thankful I've given you a role, a spotlight. I am consciousness and have given you consciousness, so obey me. This isn't the Karen in the shops asking for the manager. This is the manager in the shops fighting the customers for not showing respect. Leo on the dark side will want you to do what they want you to do no matter how you feel about it. Total disregard for your life. On a dark side, a Leo can be like, who are you to not worship me? It will irk a Leo because they're naturally conscious of the self in a way others are not. So they won't understand it's hard for others to express themselves how Leos can, because it's not natural to any other sign, how it is with them. So in a weird way, it can be like, well, you're not godlike like me, so then worship me. If you're not conscious of yourself like I am, then worship me then. Only Aries can compete in terms of expressing the self with the sun in exaltation. And even with how powerful Aries can be, even they can fall short at matching a Leo's power. Leos don't just demand respect, they will also show you and others why you must respect them. Respectfully and disrespectfully. There's a show on Netflix called Don't Fuck With Cats. Ironically, the guy Luca Magnotta, who the show focused on, is a cat. He's a Leo fucking with cats. It's an interesting, weird watch if you have time. Even though ruled by a big cat, Leos can have house cat ways. If you've ever had a house cat, you know how cats move. But essentially, cats don't see you, the owner, as their owner. They see you as their servant. They feel entitled for all you do for them. They feel you should be cleaning up their shit and feeding them and giving them pets whenever they sit on your lap. I mean, house cats hasn't come out and said this, but when you compare it to how dogs move, dogs respect your rule while cats move like they rule you. Cats will literally bite the hand that feeds them and expect more food. So as I said earlier, where Leos can have anxiety and stuff, knowing their big ego can be a vulnerability, they can become clingy in a distant way of making sure you're still looking up to them like the sun. They need your attention. They need you to see them. The same way a star needs fans to be relevant. They're secure when they feel worshipped. The less worshipped they feel, the more bossy and the more demanding they become, the more dangerous they become. The more worshipped they feel, the more light and love they will shine. That's on a mature and humbled end. They'll just want to perform. And these Leos typically come from one that's in a loving relationship. There's the Leo leaders, the Leo copycats, and the Leos who are your everyday person who has the same ego and expectations of a world leader. I'm from Jamaican heritage, and two names I've forever heard growing up, especially through music, is Selassie and Marcus Garvey. These two are worshipped like the sun to an extent, and they are both Leos. I'm just discovering. Selassie was Emperor of Ethiopia from 1930 to 1974, and Marcus Garvey was a Jamaican political activist. Were they good people and what did they actually do? I don't even know, I haven't researched them, but it's still that sunlight they're seen as which others may follow on honouring. There's Fidel Castro, who was the leader of Cuba, who had over 600 schemes and attempts on his life until one succeeded. In more modern times, we got like Barack Obama, a Leo. Remember how everyone was like, we got the first black president, etc. Even us in the UK was celebrating that shit like we got a president too. So that's the effects Leos can have. But on the way to that, or just on a dark side in general, you get tyrants demanding respect. You get Jackie from that 70s show, Michael. To know Mila Kunis is actually a Leo. That just shows she wasn't even acting in that role, just being herself. Probably even learnt more about herself playing that role. Leos shine when the camera's out without even needing the flashes from the cameras. Lights, camera, attention. Copycat. Some Leos can have such a strong want for attention, they can end up copying another to get what they have. This can manifest with like J-Lo, a Leo. J-Lo was the face of many songs she did not even write or actually sing, but she still had the spotlight and recognition for it. Things like ghostwriters were made for Leos. Creatives behind the scenes, whilst Leos are the creatives on stage, whether the Leo can create their own stuff or not. So when desperate and, if not exactly talented, Leo's charm and looks alone can get them into positions where they're literally just the face, the performance of art that isn't originally theirs, but they can make it their own, where they can be a hidden copycat, because they can copy so good that all you see is the cat. They'll wear that shit like it came from their actual soul. Shameless too, all for attention. Geminis are the mimics of the zodiac, the mimes, so to speak. But Leos are the main actors, the master actors. Performing songs on stage that doesn't even have your voice in the actual mix, like J-Lo, that's nasty work. Much of the industry is secretly like that. The corn industry is another avenue you'll find many Leos too. They won't even care about what attention and who from, as long as they get attention. I'm sure you've heard of Lily Phillips. She's a Leo. Her and Bonnie Blue be competing to letting over 1,000 men in a day. That is crazy attention-seeking succubusy work. Lily Phillips over Bonnie Blue though. Who said that? On the dark side, Leos can be forced into the spotlight for their talent, like Piper Raquel, whose mum, Tiffany Smith, a Pisces, exploits or exploited her and other kids her age for money, and owns a cat sanctuary too, ironically. But many times there will be copycatting from the Leo. Tory Lanez is another example. Talented as hell, but has been called out for being a copycat of people like Drake, etc. Stormzy's an example for the UK heads. He got famous off a grime freestyle and was at a point seen as like the king of grime. He called himself the king of grime, when those who listen to grime from the roots knows the real kings are like D.E.E. and Wiley, who are both Capricorns, the real goats. But anyway, behind the scene workers will love Leos, cause Leos can at shallow levels want to be a star and will do anything for it, talent or no talent. So even when they're shoved down your throat and you may spit it out, pause, Leos can still find gratification from just having a light on them or your attention on them, good or bad. Leos can see everyone like a goldfish in a bowl. Plenty more fish in the sea that Leos can play with, forcing them to pay attention to them. Dipping their paw in the bowl where you can't help but notice. Again, Leos are the I will sign. Their willpower is almost unmatched. Feelings or restrictions can't hold them back. It's like Leos can activate the coldness of Aquarius, being the opposite sign. Not in a real fuck feelings, but I'll do what I want when I want way. Don't tell no Leo white men can't jump like Woody Harrelson, cause they're gonna prove they can, even at the loss of Gloria. With money and notoriety on the line, Leo's competing. They don't even need to be operating at a high vibration to inflict that mighty will and force you to recognize their force. They can outright demand and receive, and if they are denied, they can activate a heat that will burn their entire surroundings, channeling fire from above and beneath, making the vicinity extremely uncomfortable for others. If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. That's what a Leo will be saying. But with that ego forever growing and a target, many Leos can end up falling to their feet and walking home on their own too, with their tail tucked in neat. End up isolated, lonely or dead like Scar, cause the sun can be blocked out. There's no star without fans. What happens to the attention seeker when they don't get attention? So that's where Leos either end up gaining humility and gratitude, or they end up becoming an even greater actor to court attention, but that the sun's always exposed, they also eventually get exposed. The apex predator. Lions are one of the apex predators of the lands, and the apex predator of the zodiac. Without diving deep into the signs, the lion is eating every single other sign's representation. Just like the sun can burn up every single planet in astrology and astronomy. It's the main source. So if we tie in everything I've said so far, Leos are prideful, entertaining, demanding, charming, potential liars, great actors, and so forth. I must stress that Leos are great actors. And if there's one thing they are great at doing, is acting calm. A matured Leo can act so calm, you won't know what's waiting for you. That lion can lay low calmly in the field. Where you get the apex predator on the dark side of a Leo is if their pride's hurt in one way or another, or if they are bored. That's it. Hurt pride and or boredom, with the will to do something about it. Leo's hurt pride is not just their own. This includes if anyone in their pride is hurt too. Hurt pride can come from rejection, criticism, all things that affects every human. But with Leos, they can take it as if you're putting on shades to block their light, or you're rolling down the blinds to cancel out their light. So that's when you see the lion crouch down ready to pounce. Cause Leo, like everyone, has feelings. Fire signs like water signs are the feelers of the zodiac. But there's so much pride involved with Leo that it's literally wrapped up in their feelings that they can't separate the two. So it can easily get extreme when they're hurt. One example is Elliot Rodger, a young college student who was frustrated he was still a virgin and didn't understand why he wasn't desirable. So recorded a video saying he's gonna apex the women who didn't want him and the guys they liked. And that's what he did, with several different weapons. He started with his roommates, taking out 3, then went to another sorority house, couldn't enter the building, so apexed 3 other random women who were walking outside. Next went to a shop and apexed a man in there, then drove around shooting at and driving into people before apexing his own self. Now of course we can chalk this down to mental illness and whatnot, but when we're talking a Leo with a hurt pride, a hurt ego, the energy they can channel, the light they can shine, this is not foreign at all. They will see everyone as prey, being the predator. Gypsy Rose, who got famous for apexing her mum. After years of abuse and a total battering of her ego, this lion chose to eat. Myra Hindley, known for the Moors murders, where she and Ian Brady, a Capricorn, took out some kids. Her picture used to terrify me as a kid for some reason. I remember seeing it but not knowing who she was. Well, now I know why. Jack Unterweger, who was known as a reformed killer and respected crime journalist in Austria, until it was discovered that he was reporting on his own apexings. 12 murders in several countries, Austria, West Germany, Czechoslovakia, and the United States, stemming from abandonment and hardship in his early years. All these damage the ego, but it's more pronounced in Leo because they feel they don't deserve less. With all the fixed signs, Leos unfortunately cannot move on from situations until they have dealt with them. But this dealing can go very far because essentially their feelings are hurt. And again, with fire signs being the feeler signs like water signs, they have less understanding of it with more expression of it at the same time. So Leo can be fixed in a feeling they don't fully understand and still unleash their rage from it. When Leos get mad, they can stay mad for a long time, maintain that heat longer than anyone, even at the risk of burning their own self up. With Leos and boredom, remember, they rule the 5th house. It's all about fun times basically. So if you mix their hurt pride with their boredom and their need to prove their might through being competitive, This can make a monster. Leos are also naturally very territorial, just like lions. Did you know, when male lions take over a pride, they kill all the cubs so they can start afresh with their own? That's how selfish and heartless Leos can get. It's my castle and you're under my light, said the Leo, flicking their hair. Taurus, the fixed sign before Leo, can be known to have a herd mentality, like make their problems everyone around them's problem. You'll find many Tauruses leading groups or in gangs for this reason, especially in their younger ages. Leo, after Taurus, takes this further with having a whole pride that they lead. In simpler forms, we're talking captains of sports teams. I'm not going to sit here and lie that I've ever watched Tom Brady play and stuff like that. I grew up on Roy Keane, captain in Manchester United. So those aggressive type, dominant, no bullshit taking leaders. We take the fight to the other team type leaders. I grew up on WWF Attitude Era, Triple H, the GOAT. But in darker forms, you can find many Leos in gangs or involved in gang related activities. All these Pisces videos you hear me do talking about Pisces rules prisons, they do. But the ones who will be running rampant in those jails or bad environments are Leos. Obviously, with a sign doing what they want, doesn't work well in a controlled society with laws in Libra and prisons in Pisces. So do the math. But Leos can shine anywhere. So when in dark environments or situations tied in with boredom and possibly hurt pride too, you can get some vicious killers in Leo. King Von, as I'm sure many of you are aware of, was a Leo. Rap's supposedly first serial killer from old block Chicago. I mean, you don't even need to know about gang life to even know how bad that side of Chicago is and its history. But for a Leo to be a key player in it should not surprise anybody. You can go down the King Von rabbit hole, there's many videos on YouTube. But that's the definition of the modern day apex predator in Leo and what it looks like on the dark side, in the light. But besides pride and like losing close people, anyone who's been involved in any street related things knows it gets very boring if money's not being made and the sun is shining. Sitting on the block doing nothing, in the heat, bored, no girls around to even link. Dark-sided Leos in this situation is not who you want either bored and next to you, because they're gonna want to go and apex something. Test out everyone's hearts and see who's built for what. Who's really on what. Like a young Simba, Ryan Garcia type hunger. Passion with a genuine love for the sport. Sagittarius can do this for the fun of it. It's even worse in Sagittarius if they're dark-sided. But it's bad enough as it is in Leo. And Leos will expect you to fully have your whole heart in it. Fun, pride, heart, everything's in there with Leo. Aries is who you want there when shit's going off because they're gonna fight regardless. But Leo can literally bring fire and stand in it. But the same way you don't want to be sitting next to a Leo on a day like that if you don't want to be tested, you equally don't want to be up against a Leo when you're sitting around doing nothing, because they may come round to your side out of boredom to start chasing everyone down literally like a fucking lion. You want Leos busy making money or involved in some sort of entertaining than bored with enemies, because they'll sure entertain you alright. Thing is, you can know that playing with fire, you're gonna get burnt. But you don't always need to play with it for it to burn you. That fire can start all on its own and scorch the ground where you have no choice but to burn. This is Leo when they get into predator or even tantrum throwing mode. They can start scorching earth. They can do it alone or with the pride. Forget the lion, the witch and the wardrobe. I call it the lion, the clique and the war close. And when you hear that roar, that war cry that comes from deep in their heart, there's no time to show fear. Leos stay battle ready. Leos stay committed to what's at hand and won't stop till there's ashes. Then they'll be done and move on. If the Leo is leading the way, which will more times be the case as they're the true leaders of the zodiac in good and bad ways, they're the captains to Capricorn's management. If good, you just need to be grateful for them. In bad ways, you best be on what they're on, or you risk being thrown out of their castle, after being made an example of. Their ego alone can lead them into seeking challenges through being bored, especially if others are scared to step up and fight them. Leos can start savagely attacking the innocent or those who don't even want their crown, just to feed their ego and prove a point to others and themselves. When immature, with a massive ego and being the apex predator, a lot of fuckery can take place with the lion and lionesses. Again, you want them busy making money, being creative in one way or another, and or deep in love. Those things keeps Leos in check. However, a Leo can still have all those things and still be a savage. So it depends on what's going on in their life. But in general, if you stare at the sun too long, you know the consequences. If you sit in the sun too long, you know the consequences. You either bow down or get in the shade out of their way. Cause it goes from hearing kids playing to hearing kids screaming from what they witness when that lion turns up. You may think, who's this Pisces talking about my sign? Hey, it's just some things I've noticed. If I'm wrong, please let me know. Otherwise, shut your ass up, put your seatbelts back on, and make sure that I was clear. We'll be arriving at our destination shortly.